Personally, I bought quite a few aquariums from Petsmart. In general, they have very good prices compared to other stores. Today I want to rank all the tanks they currently sell and put them into a tier list format so we have an easy comparison. So today we're going to go through all the aquariums Petsmart currently sells, and I'm not going to do every single aquarium because as you get to the smaller tanks, especially 20 gallons and less, there becomes a lot of options. And I generally keep larger fish, larger tanks. I do have a small tank behind me, but that's only for babies. Otherwise, pretty much I only keep 40 gallon up tanks currently. So we're gonna focus on that. I'm gonna do 35 gallons and up. And we're gonna focus also on only the tanks they have in stores. And we'll just kind of go through them, go through the pros and cons of each. If it's good value, if I'd buy it, and stuff like that, and then rank them. So anyway, let's turn around to my laptop and get started on the tier list. Alright, so here we are at my laptop. So as I said, we're gonna go through all the Petsmart aquariums that are 35 gallons or larger. And we're not gonna cover ones that they only sell online. We're just gonna do ones they only cover in stores. We're gonna go from largest tank to smallest. And yeah, we're gonna start with the 125 gallon Topfin tank. The only other note I want to say is you'll see behind me on my 40 gallon. Actually would have loved to have the light on for this video, but it broke a few days ago. And then today I was going to set up and record and I was like, oh man, I can't believe I forgot that light broke a few days ago. So we're just gonna push through, we're just gonna record the video. But anyway, let's get onto it. Let's go to the 125 gallon Topfin tank, which is this one right here. Right now, the full price is $1,000. It is on sale for $900 right now. And then Petsmart does have sales around major holidays. So I'm going to guess you can get this tank on a good sale for around $500. As far as what it comes with a tank, the lid, lights, and then the stand. And what I like about it is a pretty modern look. I do like the kind of look of the stand, the colors of it. The tank is a standard, like black rim around it, but I do think the stand accents it really well and does make it look pretty nice and pretty modern despite it being a standard tank. As far as dislikes, the reviews aren't too good. You'll notice on Petsmart, most of the tanks are anywhere from between 3 to 4 stars. I'll say if it's about 4 stars and above, I'll say it's good reviews. If it's close to 3 stars or below, not the best reviews. But yeah, so this one's closer to 3 stars, so not the best reviews. A lot of people report it leaking, and some of the Topfin tanks we'll go through. I'll also cover that. Some of the Topfin tanks, just there's a lot of reports of it leaking. Any tank you're going to get, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that do have it leaking. It's just kind of the nature of aquariums. But there's enough people that report it that I'm going to put that as a negative as the reviews aren't that good. And then the next is that the stand is particle board. Another kind of aside is that any stand in this list are going to be particle board as far as the sets Petsmart sells, but I'm going to specifically put it as a negative for this tank because for 125 gallon, for it to be particle board, that's not the best. And the reason for that is that particle board, if it gets wet, it will buckle over time and it will weaken, and it can break from that. So for 125 gallons, man, I'd really want a metal stand or a wood stand. I'd really be concerned with it being particle board over time, because if that broke, that'd be a big disaster for a tank that large. And then lastly, this will be a common theme through a lot of the tanks, not all of them, but most of them, is the price has increased a lot. Now, everyone's aware as inflation's kind of being bad, but it has hit the aquarium hobby pretty hard, especially for tanks and especially for Petsmart. This tank and set was $650 about 3 years ago in 2020. Now it's $1,000 full price, and back when it was $650 on sale, you get it, good sales, you get $350, even $300 sometimes. Now the best sale probably can get is $500. As far as where I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put it right in the middle, and the reason is, if it was the old price, probably would have been more of an A. It used to be absolutely great steal. Now, it is pretty expensive, but it's still competitive for that size of the tank. And the only reason I'm going to put a B, really, besides that, is just the particle board stand with the tank that large and a number of reports of it leaking. There is a risk to it, so that is just something to keep in mind. But still, overall, kind of just average, right in the middle as far as Petsmart tanks, in my opinion. Next, we're going to go to the Marineland 75 gallon kit. So it's the LED Ensemble. And so personally, I've actually owned the 45 gallon, which is over here, which we'll talk about in a bit. I have owned that version, and I was very happy with it. This one, What it comes with, and for all the Marineland kits, they all come with the same thing. It's a tank, a glass lid, LED lights that kind of fit within the rim so you can't really see them, and then the stand. And this tank, this kit, full price right now is $800. Current sale is $700, and then my guess for good sales, it's going to be around $400, give or take. What I like about it is I absolutely love this stand. I love the gray kind of modern look. I think it really takes the tank, which has the standard black rim, and really kind of makes it more stunning, much more modern looking. So I really like the stand for the looks. I also love the glass lid, and then the lights, they fit right in the rim so you can't see them at all. And when I had the 45 gallon, they were plenty bright. They were fine for low tech paints, but they lit up the tank great. I love that they were completely hidden. So really just the looks on this tank, I'm a big fan of. Reviews are pretty good overall. And then again with the stand, there's a lot of storage options. You can keep stuff out, so you can keep like fish food out, so you don't have to open the cabinet. But then these side cabinets, big enough to fit a canister filter, and then also big enough for your 5-gallon buckets and just lots of equipment. So I really like how they just set up the stand here. As far as dislikes, I mean, at the full price, it's pretty expensive now. It used to be about $500 for regular price, and then you get on sale for anything from like $250, give or take. So really now full price, too expensive, so you really got to wait for a sale to make this even worth it. And that's pretty much it for dislikes. It really just wish the price didn't go up as much. Comparing to similar tanks, you can definitely get better values. But if you get this completely on sale for a good holiday, it'll probably be pretty competitive or even cheaper than some of the other options when you consider everything it comes with. As far as where I'm going to rank this, I'm going to put it A. Might have been S at the previous price, but still pretty good. You just got to wait for a sale, really. But I absolutely love the look of it. And as far as looks, my favorite tank by far of what Petsmart owns. So, thumbs up there. All right, next we're going to go to the 75-gallon Topfin LED aquarium. And so I did write text on some of these just so I wouldn't confuse them because they do look all pretty similar. And so this one, what it comes with is the tank, a glass lid, and then an LED light that sits on top. And so the cost is $350. So what I do like that comes with glass lid. Personally, I'm a fan of glass lids. I know some people don't like them, they cloudy up, but you just clean them, and even then, I don't think it looks that bad. I love being able to see through the top of the tank, and I just think it gives it a more modern look, even if you have a standard kind of black rim like this. And besides that, also has good reviews. Not all Topfin tanks do, like the 125, not the best reviews. This one seems pretty good reviewed. It seems like it's a newer version of their tanks, so it seems like they've improved construction in the past few years. And I'll go through that with some of the other tanks we cover. But as far as dislikes, it's pretty expensive. There's definitely better values for 75-gallon. Lights, you can't see in this picture, but I'll be showing pictures here of the tanks as I go through them. The lights are kind of bulky. Not crazy bulky, but when we go over to the Essentials kit in a bit, they're a lot slimmer, so I don't love the lights that they sit on top. And then the last thing is, because it doesn't come with a stand, Topfin does have a 75-gallon stand that they offer at PetSmart, but I wish they kind of came up with a bundle, combine them together, and you get a better price than that. $350 just for the tank maybe wouldn't be as bad if you bundled it down for maybe $500 in total or something like that. Comparing to similar tanks, if you got the Aquarium 75-gallon standard tank, that's going to be cheaper than this one. And personally, I'd rather either get that Aquarium 75-gallon or the Marineland one, only if the Marineland one's on sale, of course. But so that's just kind of that. As far as where I would put it in a tier, I think I'm going to go with C. It's not so expensive as some of the ones we'll get to where it's worth a D, but it's not the greatest price and nothing really that special about it. So we're going to put it in the C. Not the best tank, definitely better options out there, but we're going to go over tanks that are worse that really deserve a D, in my opinion. All right, next we got the Marineland 60-gallon. So I'm going to go through this one kind of quick because it's very similar to the 75-gallon. Comes with the same stuff, glass lid, LED lights that are hidden, tank and stand. And so the only different thing about this, first actually I'll cover the price. So the price of this is $650 full price, and then likely sales for a good sale is going to be $350 to $400, I guess. What I like about it is basically the same things with this tank. I like the glass lid, I like the hidden lights, and again I was happy with my 45-gallon version of it I had. What I dislike is the stand's not nearly as nice looking as this gray one. I kind of think, in my opinion, they should make all their stands that gray look. I really think it just looks very nice and modern. And the next thing is it is a tall tank, so the dimensions are kind of odd. I'm not the biggest fan of tall tanks. It's harder to change decorations, harder to aquascape, harder to make the tank look nice because you have to have. It's harder to get like tall plants to look nice to cover up the whole space. Can work with some fish like discus or angelfish, for example, but not my favorite. I definitely go with more of a shallow or more of a standard tank in my opinion. But anyway, for this tank, if you compare it to similar tanks, not the best. I mean, personally, I'd rather go with the 75 or the 45 gallon, or even just like a standard 55 gallon. It's kind of an odd size, and not the best price, so it's not my favorite in terms of that. Kind of just like an odd size in the middle. And so for where I'm going to put it in a tier, I'm going to put it in C again. It's not terrible by any means, but definitely better values. And really, I don't think I'd pick it. I'd pick the 75 or the 45, or we're going to go with Marineland tanks and go with this type of kit. All right, next we have the Topfin Essentials 55 gallon kit. So it's this one here. And so I actually own this kit myself. I've owned it for about a year and a half. Currently, the price is $230 full price. I see it on sale for $200 right now. If you go for a major holiday, especially like Black Friday, they really put good sales on this tank. The recent Black Friday, I've seen it for about $100, so you can really get this for a great value. And now, this tank, it's a full kit, full starter kit. It comes with a tank, lid, lights, filter, heater, thermometer, and then even a few small items like a fish net, and I think it comes with a few samples like water conditioner and stuff like that. So for everything it comes with, basically the biggest positive about this is it's an absolute great deal, especially if you get it on sale. Getting all that for about $100, which is what I did. I bought it on sale for about that much. Absolutely great value. You really can't beat this looking at tanks on any website, any local fish store. Unless they have a really good sale too, this is still just going to absolutely beat them. Even full price, this is a great value, in my opinion. So that's that. Another positive is I like the lid and the lights. They are pretty slim. It is a black lid, but it's pretty slim, doesn't fit, doesn't expand too high up. So I like the modern look. I like how, even though it is kind of on the cheaper end of lids, it still looks very nice. So I like that. And then the last thing is it has everything to get your tank up and running. Minus stand, of course, doesn't come with a stand, but for a beginner, it's everything you need. So I like that. Like, this is, if I were to have any friends get into the hobby, this is pretty much the kit I'd recommend for them. This comes with everything you need. And then lastly, the reviews are pretty positive, pretty good. Again, this seems like a newer version, like a newer Topfin kit. So it seems like construction's been better in recent years for the tanks. So big thumbs up there. As far as dislikes, I really don't have very many. Kind of nitpicking, not the biggest fan of the heater, but it's held up and worked fine for me. I use it on my 40 gallon actually behind me. But it's kind of hard to adjust and see where it is. But besides that, not really much to say. I do wish they had an option for with the Topfin stands to bundle them together to get even better price, but that's really nothing about the tank specifically. I kind of talked about comparing to other tanks. Really, it's going to be kind of the best value you're going to get for 55 gallon as far as getting everything with it, and even just the tank itself. As far as where I'm going to rank it, I'm going to put it in an S. Absolutely great value. I love it. It's great for beginners, someone getting into the hobby, or someone this is their first 55 gallon, first tank that size to get everything with it. And then you're not spending that much, and then over time you can upgrade the filter, you can upgrade the light, you can upgrade pieces that you want, and you don't have to spend a lot of money in one go at the start. So I'm gonna go with the S, and I've been super happy with mine so far, and I definitely would get this kind of kit in the future again if I needed a 55 gallon. Alright, next we're going to go to the 50 gallon Topfin LED aquarium, and so this is basically the same one as the 75, but it's only 50 gallons. And so I'm going to go through this one quick because it is pretty much mostly the same stuff to say about that. The only really notable thing is the cost is $300, so for a 50 gallon, that is very expensive. We just talked about the 55 gallon kit, which comes with way more, and that's only $230 full price. So this is $70 more, and only comes with the tank, glass lid, and light. So really a bad value on this one. And then pretty much all the same positives and negatives of the 75 gallon. I'm going to throw this one in D. It's just way too expensive for a 50 gallon tank. Just get the essentials or get like the Aquarium 55 gallon. No reason to get this. And then next, a very similar tank. It's basically the older version of the tank. It's called the LED the Topfin LED hooded aquarium, and so basically it's the older version. It basically has a thicker light, a thicker lid, basically kind of the old school way of doing aquarium lighting. This one, basically, it's actually about to be phased out. If you look on the website now, it says it's not sold it's not sold online. You can only get it on stores. Basically, the stores still have it in stock. Still sitting in some stores, so you can still buy it some places. But it's basically, they replaced it with this new 50-gallon. This one also is $300, so even though it's older, maybe if you go to a store, you can find it a little cheaper, but when I looked at the site recently, it's still $300. Anyway, kind of talking a lot on that, not much to say. It's basically also a D. It's basically the older version of this, but it doesn't even appear to be cheaper, so no reason to get that or even really think about that, so I'm going to throw in the D there. And then going on, we have a tank that I've also owned. I said this previously. It's another Marineland Ensemble LED kit. So the 75 and the 60-gallon we covered. This is the 45-gallon version. And it's another tall tank, so it's kind of similar dimensions to 60-gallon, but it's 45 gallons. I've owned this tank. It was actually one of the first tanks I got when I got back into the hobby. And the stand I had wasn't as modern. They did upgrade the stand a little, so I do like the stand, how it looks a little more. But when I owned this tank, I owned it for a bit over a year. I was very happy with it, had no issues. I basically just upgraded tank sizes, and then I sold it just to get some money back to pay for the new tank. But cost right now, full price is $550, and on sale I see for $450. I guess you get around $250 for a good sale. When I bought it though, I saw it for $250 full price, and I got it for $190 on sale. So big price increase on this tank. I pretty much like everything I liked about the 75. Stand a little less. Can't beat that gray stand in my opinion. But good reviews on this one. I don't like that it's a tall tank personally, but besides that, for the size, I do like it. I just think the price went up too much for this tank. It used to be a really good steal compared to other things in the price range. So that's kind of that. As far as where I'm going to rank it, I'm going to put it in the B. I would definitely get this over the 60-gallon, but I like the 75 more. All right, then we got the Topfin 40-gallon open glass aquarium. So it's similar to these ones, except it only is just a tank by itself. They do actually make smaller versions of this, but we're only covering 35 gallons and up, so this is the one they have of that size, 40 gallons. It actually is just about the same dimensions as a 40-gallon breeder, which is actually the size for my goldfish tank behind me. And I actually really love the dimensions of that. It's more of a shallow tank, and I feel like you really get a lot of space to work with for even the size of a 40 gallon. So I'm a big fan of the dimensions. The cost is $120 full price, and as far as the price wise, it is basically the same price as the Aquarium 40-gallon breeder, which is one I have behind me. So it's very competitive price wise. I'm going to put it in A. Good value tank, good price. All right, next one. It's another version of the Topfin Essentials kit. So this is a smaller one. This is 37 gallons. We put the 55 gallons in the S tier. Full price, it's $170. All on sale right now, I see $150. And then for a good sale, I'd guess it'd probably be around $80, give or take. So again, comes with all the same things as this. Everything you need to get a tank up and running: tank, lid, light, filter, heater. Once again, you want to, if you can get it on sale for about that $80 price, absolutely great steal. Still for $170, 37 gallon with all it comes with, still a pretty good deal. So I do like it. I'm gonna put it in S again. Again, very good value. And good reviews, and basically everything about the 55 I like about it. I definitely wouldn't hesitate to get this. All right, next we're going on to a bit of a unique tank. It's the Topfin LED bubble wall aquarium kit. So it's 37 gallons, so the same amount as the Essentials kit we just covered. Same price, $170 full price, and it's going to be about the same dimensions, I believe. What it comes with similar items to this, not everything. It does come with an air pump for the bubbles in the back. It comes with different lights, so you do kind of get more lighting effects. Comes with a lid, comes with the light on top. It comes with an internal filter instead of the hang-on back filter in the Essentials kit. I don't think it comes with a heater, so there's a few more pieces of equipment you need to get a tank up and running, but overall it comes with most that you need to get up and running. As far as what I like, I do actually really love the lid of this. It's super modern. And then to go along with that, I kind of like that it comes with the internal filter, so you kind of get everything together. So I do actually like the looks of it. What I'll say is, for dislikes, the The kind of colors, they do look a little cheap to me. Personally, I'd go with something like I have on that tank. So that is a Current USA light in the background, and I've been a huge fan of them. I think they look beautiful. I have my 65 gallon, if you've been following the channel, with the same type of things, and I think they look absolutely beautiful, create absolutely beautiful gradients on tanks and such. So I just think this is a cheaper version. Personally, I'd go with the Essentials and then do Current USA lights in the future. But this is an option. I do think it is kind of gimmicky, and I personally still go with the Essentials, but not a bad value for this, in my opinion. And the price is about the same, and it comes with everything. As far as where I'd rank it, the one thing to keep in mind is the reviews are not too good. They're pretty mediocre, so the Essential reviews are much better. So that's really the one kind of kicker for me. I personally put this in C basically because I think if the reviews were very positive, it'd probably go with an A or B, but with bad reviews, I really can't rank it too high. Next, we have two tanks that are very similar, and I've actually owned this one, the kit that comes with the stand. So they're both 36 gallon Bowfront tanks. We're gonna go over the one with the stand first. So basically what it comes with a tank, a lid, it has the light attached inside the lid, and then comes with a stand. Right now the cost is $400 full price. I see it on sale for $350, and I actually got this tank, I believe it was 2020, might have been 2021, but it was $250 full price, and I got it for $180 on sale. With the price increase now, that's pretty expensive, and I'll kind of go over why with some of the negatives in a sec. It was a pretty good value when I got it, but this is one of the tanks where I wasn't happy. I've been very happy with my 55 gallon Essentials. I was very happy with my 45 gallon Marineland kit. This one, not so much. What I'll say for the positives, and I do have a full review on this tank, the positives, if you do take off the lid, you can get a kind of nice rimless look on the top. So I do like that, is you can kind of get a rimless tank without it being a rimless tank for a decent value. What I dislike though, if you are going to use the lid is very cheap. It's plastic, and as soon as you see in real life, you can see it kind of is plastic. It fits over. I don't like the design of it, and with that, the design is kind of bad because condensation goes up, and because it goes over the glass, it'll drip. And that's especially bad because the stand is particle board, and I actually ran into a problem of it dripping over time and the stand eventually warping. It didn't actually break on me or anything, but it warped enough to where it was noticeable, starting to expand, and I didn't want to keep the tank on it. I thought it was too risky, so I actually got rid of the stand for that reason. Fortunately, 6 months or so after getting a different stand, the tank actually leaked on me, so that was a real pain and very annoying. So you'll see the reviews on this are pretty mediocre. They're right kind of in the middle, but a lot of reports of leaking, like the 125. Mine leaked. Not going to say it's leaking. I have had people comment they've had this tank for many, many years and had no issues. So, it is hit or miss. I think the new price is way too much for it. And I do think they could just upgrade a few things, do a few tweaks, basically to the lid and light and such, and it would be a way better value. But with how it is now, in my experience, which might be kind of anecdotal, I'm going to put it in the D tier. I wouldn't recommend this at all. And when we talk about this in a sec, it also emphasizes this being more in the D tier for how much it costs. So I wouldn't even think about this. We'll talk about it in a sec, but I would just get this tank in a different stand over this one. But anyway, a D tier, I wouldn't recommend this one. Wasn't happy with mine. I do have a few videos on reviews of it. The first one's a bit more positive, and then I started to have problems with the stand and it leaking, and then it got a bit more negative. But looking at the prices of everything nowadays, not really worth it. So that's kind of that. And the last one here, we have the Topfin Bowfront Aquarium Starter Kit, 36 gallons. So it's the same tank, it's the same dimensions, same lid and everything, but it does come with basically everything the Essentials comes with. It comes with a heater and a filter as well. So the price of this is $170 full price, and I see it on sale for $150 now. On a major holiday, yeah, you can probably get it again for $80-ish, give or take. I do like that this one is surprisingly cheap compared to this one. I didn't think it was going to be that cheap when I look at this one. So I mean, it's kind of crazy when you do the price difference. This stand, they're basically selling it to you for $240 extra, and that's not even including it coming with the heater and filter and such. And this stand, I'll tell you, it's super cheap. It is not worth $240. No way. Especially when they sell the stand I have there is one of the Topfin stands. They sell that for about $250, give or take. That's way thicker, way better value than this stand. So kind of going on a tangent there, but it's kind of crazy to me the price difference between these two. As far as dislikes though, the same lid problem, same cheap lid, but is what it is. If you get a better stand, a metal stand, or even a wood stand, or even that stand, which is particle board, but it is like polished and stuff, so it'll withstand water way better. I think it'll last way more even with the bad kind of stand design. So where I'm going to put this, I'm going to put it in a B. I think the price is good value, but I still don't love the lid, so I'm going to put it right kind of in the middle. And anyway, that does wrap up the tier list here. I did want to just kind of go through it real quick from top to bottom. On the S tier, we have both the essential kits. We have the 55 and the 37 gallon. Just a great value, great price. You get everything in it, great for beginners. The A tier, we have the Marineland 75 gallon kit, and then just a 40 gallon standalone tank from Topfin. In the B tier, right in the middle, we have the 125 gallon Topfin kit, which comes as the stand, the Marineland 45 gallon kit, and then we have the 36 gallon Bowfront starter kit. Getting onto the bad tanks that aren't as good value, for the C, we have the 75 gallon Topfin tank and lid and light that it comes with. We have the Marineland 60 gallon kit, and then we have the Topfin 37 gallon color wall bubble kit thingy-majig. For D, we have the 50 gallon kit, that's the kit, the lid, and the light. We have the older 50 gallon tank, which is the same, just a bit older. And then we have the 36 gallon kit that has the stand with it. But that wraps up the video. I appreciate everyone watching. If you did watch the whole thing, I know it was a longer video, I appreciate it. I do want to know if anyone disagrees with this, if you would rank anything different, especially if you had the tanks. I always like to hear more feedback. But anyway, I appreciate everyone watching. Definitely let me know of any questions and comments and such, and likes and subscriptions to my channel are very appreciated. But anyway, I'll catch everyone in the next video.